talking about drives. So we have obviously a forehand drive that you can hit. We have a backhand drive that you can hit. Since I don't play a lot of singles, I rarely hit a backhand drive. If it comes to my backhand, unless it's sitting really high, even then, I'm gonna run around typically and hit a forehand, just because I feel like that's a bigger weapon for me. So I don't want you to feel like you have to develop a forehand drive and a backhand drive. The beauty of pickleball is that the court's not that big. And if you're somewhat mobile, you can move around and hit the shot that you prefer. So I prefer to hit a forehand drive, so that's what we're gonna focus on today. And the times where I hit this are typically 2 different times after I'm serving and I get a return. That's when I'm gonna drive most of the time. And the 2 situations are, if I get a short, high return, I'm gonna move forward and really go after it to put pressure on the team to hit a good volley. Because what's gonna happen oftentimes is they're gonna pop that up. And the other time is when I get a ball that's returned really, really well, heavy, deep, where it's gonna be very hard for me to hit a good third shot drop because I'm so far back. So that's the time where I would wanna drive, move forward, and try to take a 5th shot drop instead of a 3rd shot drop. So to do an example here, we'll do a short high ball first. So I serve it, this is the return I get, and it's right there. So all I'm looking to do there on this technique is I'm sitting continental to eastern a little bit, and then as you see, different than a lot of people, I have a very short backswing, and the way I want you to think about it is the closer you're into the court and you're hitting the ball hard, the shorter your swing has to be, right? So if we're coming back here, swing can be a little bit bigger, backswing can be a little bit bigger. Back here, you can take almost a full swing. But as you move forward, you have to really take an abbreviated swing as you move closer. So up here, if I'm hitting a drive, I'm not gonna be coming here. It's just gonna literally be really short and just going through it. So show you again here. I hit the serve, return comes, and I drive straight through it. So swing path here is right here, dropping the paddle, pushing straight through, and catching right here, moving forward. So I like to think about drives and forehand ground strokes as being very abbreviated. The smaller it is, the less I can go wrong. The bigger swing I have, timing gets a little bit more tough. You can hit it harder, sure, but again, this court's not very big. You don't need a gigantic swing. So I would always say lean towards smaller abbreviated swings. So let's have, okay, I'm gonna serve it. Now our return's gonna come really heavy and deep. And the reason I wanna drive this is because from back here, very hard to hit a nice 3rd shot drop. So what I wanna do is take a drive, move forward, hopefully get a pretty easy volley that comes over so I have a nice 5th shot drop. So let's have that heavy return. So I serve it, turn comes deep. I drive that because I'm in a pretty bad position back here. If I just throw it up and try to get a drop, I have to be very precise with it and it's gonna be in trouble. So I try to drive the ones that are deep, serve again. And as you see, on my drive, it's very short, but I am going low to high on it to generate that top spin to get the ball to roll and dip. So one more here. So that's my drive. It's not a ton of top spin. It's kind of, I would say, it leans to the flatter side, but has enough top spin to where I can still get dip on it. And you know, there's a few, you have a drive, you have a hybrid, you have a drop. There's a few different shots here, but the drive is going to be very effective when you want to put heavy pressure on them to be able to hit a good volley. So what I would want to do if I'm getting this return that's short, I want to follow that in. And also, what I'm doing with my partner here is if I see that return come high and short, I'm telling them to go. So another short high one, go, go, go. So that person knows I want them to crash, I want them to move here, I want them to come here to put a heavy pressure on them to hit a volley that either is over here or either behind them. But that's just a more offensive, aggressive play than the one that comes back here where I'm just trying to get set up for a nice 5th shot drop. So to evolve your game with Selkirk TV and get more tips and to listen to podcasts, subscribe and download Selkirk TV. And this is the Forehand Drive with Rob Nunnery.